5 on your side at 10 starts now.
It's a beautiful start to the weekend with highs in the mid to upper 50s across the region. We're headed to the 60s tomorrow before a big cool down. I got your full forecast coming up.
And I'm Frank Cusimano. Stop the presses. The Blues have won, but the Missouri Tigers got beat. And you will hear from the first female umpire in a Major League Baseball game. Stick around for sports tonight.
The season of things finds a slew of local groups getting into the holiday spirit. As states snap out of a backlog and getting out benefits, students at St. Louis University step up.
I always feel like I'm part of something bigger than myself.
The local event making a big difference during tough times. But first, our top story, the holiday travel rush.
They were delayed about 3.5 hours, then missed their connection in Denver.
What area passengers are seeing as millions prepare for a record-setting holiday travel season. We kick things off tonight with a live look outside of St. Louis Lambert International on day 2 of the Thanksgiving travel season. More than 20,000 people are expected to pass through security checkpoints here before the end of the night. This as crowds begin to build at airports nationwide. Thank you for joining us at 10 on 5 Plus. I'm Brent Solomon. Robert Townsend has the night off. With Thanksgiving travel underway, we're checking in with travelers at Lambert. 5 on your side's Megan Kernan explains what you can expect if you're flying out for the holiday.
Holiday travel is underway at St. Louis Lambert, and it's busier than last year. TSA expects more than 218,000 departing passengers over the 11-day Thanksgiving rush, nearly an 8% jump from last year. For some travelers flying into St. Louis Saturday, the trip was easier than expected.
No, it was
actually ahead of schedule.
Yeah.
We got here like 10 minutes early.
We had no problems whatsoever.
But not everyone had a smooth trip. Randy Thompson says his kids flying home from college faced major delays.
They did not have their flight or their crew show up for the flight this morning, so they were delayed about 3.5 hours, then missed their connection in Denver. Had to get a different flight out of Denver, and so now they're about 4 hours late. Apparently the crew had trouble at their hotel. It was really noisy, so they didn't sleep, so that's why they didn't show up for the flight. Yeah, they've been up since 4:30 in the morning, and they're ready to get home and go to bed.
TSA says Sunday will be the busiest Thanksgiving travel day here at Lambert, with nearly 24,000 people expected to pass through these security checkpoints.
Get there early. Make sure that you have your ID and have everything you need.
The surge comes just days after the FAA lifted flight restrictions at major airports following the nation's longest government shutdown, leaving some travelers unsure if they'd even make it home.
We weren't sure what to expect till we got to the airport this morning, but no problems at all.
Even up until like a couple of weeks ago, with all of the cancellations, we were thinking of canceling and just not coming. But it worked out. Everything was good.
Everyone have a happy holiday.
Reporting at Lambert, Megan Kernan, 5 on your side.
And AAA expects a record-setting 73 million people on the roads this year. If you're driving, AAA says some of the worst times to travel are right there. Tuesday between noon and 9 p.m., Wednesday between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m., and Sunday between 11 a.m. and 8 p.m. Drivers in our area will see lower gas prices than the national average, but similar prices compared to this time last year. The weather will likely play a part in your Thanksgiving travel plans. Let's check in with meteorologist Lance Blocker with a first look at the weather impact forecast. Lance.
Yeah, we're going to start out with what we expect for us here tomorrow. So we got a beautiful day on tap tomorrow, mostly sunny to partly cloudy, highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s, similar to what we saw today. If you're hitting the road on Monday, though, your key would probably be to get on the road early in the day, as showers are expected to arrive during the afternoon hours as this low pressure center moves eastbound across our region. We'll bring some issues along the East Coast as well by Tuesday afternoon. Then that exits the U.S. and we're pretty much all quiet, not only for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Thanksgiving Day. Thanksgiving Day is the least traveled day of all of them. Things will be quiet all across the country besides some snow showers around the Great Lakes region there. But we'll be watching our next system developing. This is going to be on Friday. Again, we're quiet here across our region, but that system will bring more showers to our area on Saturday. Some snow to the north up towards Chicago. Some heavy snow possible from that system as it moves eastbound by Sunday. Then we'll be watching this other low pressure center that will move towards our region the following week, but Your key travel impacts for our area Monday evening across the area, and then again the following Saturday after Thanksgiving. That's your full forecast coming up.
Tonight, police say the driver behind a deadly hit and run is behind bars. St. Louis police say Ken Angelo hit Marquise Wesley with his car last Friday on Goodfellow. Wesley was taken to the hospital but later died from his injuries. Angelo was arrested just yesterday. Charging documents allege security camera captured Angelo leaving the scene, making several stops and then returning home. Tonight, he is charged with 2 felonies and he's being held without bond. Tonight, St. Louis police also investigating after a cyclist was hit and killed near Dogtown just after 4:30 this morning. It happened on Manchester Avenue near Tam. Police say a driver hit a 57-year-old man. He was headed eastbound when that driver, headed in the same direction, crashed into him. The cyclist died at the hospital. The driver stayed on scene. Tomorrow, Afton Hockey will honor Colin Brown, 1 year since he was killed. He's the 16-year-old CBC hockey player hit by a stray bullet while headed home from a game with his dad. Since then, multiple people have been charged in his death. His family and friends will be at the Afton Ice Rink off of Gravois to dedicate a meeting room in his honor. The space will be used for training and special events. After 96 days and nearly 2,300 miles, a mom and her 7 kids finished a cross-country paddle down the Mississippi. Nikki Bettis and her family started their trip in Minnesota, heading all the way down to Louisiana. Along the way, the family made a pit stop in St. Louis. From there, they ran into trouble, though, with boats, alligators, and shifting currents. But Bettis says the experience helped her bond with her kids, and she calls it empowering.
I want to empower other families to go out there and do these things. You don't have to through paddle or through, it doesn't have to be that extreme, but to just get outside and kind of take the intimidation factor and the overwhelm out of doing it with kids, especially as a single parent, because it can be done.
Bettis tells us there will be a documentary out soon about her family's journey down the Mississippi River. She also says her family will embark on another big adventure next year, but this one will most likely be on land.
5 on Your Side's Thanksgiving Food Drive, sponsored by Thrivent Financial.
Well, this Thanksgiving season, KSDK is teaming up with Thrivent and Operation Food Search for a community food drive, and we could use your help. Michelle Lee explains how your donations will help families in need.
We have Kristen Wild here, of course, who runs this whole operation. Thank you so much for all you do. How big is the need this year?
The need is huge. It's really greater than I have ever seen. The latest statistics nationally show us that in Missouri the rate of food insecurity is 15.4%. In Illinois it's 13.1%. But right now it's much higher due to the consistent increase in food prices, 30% over 5 years, and the effects of the tornado in May, and most recently the SNAP shutdown has really made life difficult for so many families across our region.
Thank you so much again for all the work that you do, and please just scan that QR code that we show all the time on this newscast. Our neighbors really need it. A little bit goes a long way.
Yes, it does, Michelle. To donate, just open your phone's camera app, point it at that QR code right there on your screen, and click the link that will pop up. Every dollar donated provides $6 worth of food resources. Together, we can help make sure every family has a Thanksgiving meal this holiday season. Today, students at St. Louis University rolled up their sleeves to make a difference for families in our area. Reagan DeTrolio shows us how they're making sure families have a Thanksgiving meal next week.
Food is a necessity. It's something everybody deserves. They shouldn't have to fight for it.
Students at St. Louis University are getting their hands dirty preparing meals so families on Thanksgiving don't go hungry. Junior Kaylee Crawford is helping make this mission happen.
It's our biggest annual event of the year where we make 200 individual Thanksgiving meals, and then we also do 40 family boxes.
Students say the holiday season is already busy, but the need is greater than ever right now with the government shutdown ending and SNAP benefits restarting.
Now the government is open, SNAP benefits have not continued for this month. And what we have seen is an increase in demand.
Each one of these frozen turkeys that you're looking at here goes directly to feeding a family on Thanksgiving who might otherwise not have a meal. Here's how it all works. Students clean, dethaw, and cut up each one of these turkeys.
Another group of volunteers is seasoning them with like a butter spread on top of the turkey.
And all of the food here then gets shipped off to people in need.
I always feel like I'm part of something bigger than myself.
We truly care about the St. Louis community.
SLU's Turkey Palooza continues into Sunday. Each of these students wants to get as many turkeys packed as possible before heading home for Thanksgiving break.
We're hoping with this we can not only bring joy to people but relief so that they can focus on their families during this time, which is really what Thanksgiving is about.
Reporting in St. Louis, I'm Reagan DeTrolio, 5 on your side.
And other organizations across the region also stepped up to feed families today. That includes a turkey giveaway in Collinsville. And in Delwood, volunteers gave away 1,000 free meals in less than 2 hours. Tomorrow, the International Institute of St. Louis is hosting a free community Thanksgiving dinner. It's happening at their headquarters on Arsenal Street in Tower Grove. The Gateway Science Academy Orchestra will kick things off with a performance at 4 p.m. Dinner will be served after the ceremonial turkey carving around 4:30. The family-friendly event also includes a magic show and, for the kids, a teddy bear giveaway. This Tuesday, the Urban League will host a turkey giveaway at its headquarters on North Kings Highway. That will happen from noon until 3. The Urban League says volunteers have been working for days now to collect and pack hundreds of food boxes for the upcoming drive-through giveaway. Well, those are the sights and sounds from this year's St. Louis Thanksgiving Parade. This afternoon, people crowded the streets of downtown to see all of the giant floats and performances. There was even a swarm of Santas on hand. The parade ended at Keener Plaza for another big event, the 10th annual Winterfest kickoff. The Gateway Arch Park Foundation hosting that holiday pop-up. Parade goers were able to stick around for the Salvation Army Tree of Light ceremony. All of the fun ended with a huge fireworks show. Winterfest runs most weekends at Keener Plaza until January 11th. Tonight was also the first night of the Anheuser-Busch Holiday Lights. For 40 years now, the family favorite holiday tradition has attracted millions to the historic brewery. And this year features several new experiences, including an all-inclusive hidden speakeasy. Tickets start at $25. The holiday display is open on select days from right now until December 30th. For a full list of all of the dazzling displays across our region, text the word lights to 314-425-5355. We'll send it to your phone. A pretty pleasant day out today. Will much more be in store? Meteorologist Lance Blocker with the answer.
Yeah, we had a great day today. It's going to be another beautiful day tomorrow. Not as beautiful as this, though. The arch looking great here on this Saturday evening, and radar checks out all clear. It won't stay that way, though, as we look well out to the west, an area of low pressure spinning here in Southern California and southwestern Arizona. All of that moisture will move northeastbound, coming into our region by Monday. And then unfortunately, we look to the north for more cold air. It's going to be an Arctic chill here as we reach over towards Thanksgiving and the end of Thanksgiving week. So enjoy tomorrow while we've got it. Temperatures in the upper 50s to lower 60s, partly cloudy early, mostly cloudy mostly sunny rather for the rest of the day. As we look towards Monday, that's when we expect to see that system in the southwest begin to move into our region Monday afternoon to evening. This is Monday morning with just cloud cover across the region. You see rain back behind me. That moves closer to our area during the early to mid-afternoon hours, and then through the late evening and more overnight hours, it becomes more widespread across the region. We're going to 70% chance of rain for us Monday, but again, most all of that moisture will arrive later in the day after 2, 3, 4 o'clock for us here. So keep that in mind for your Monday travel plans if you have any of those. All right, I talked about the cold air. You can see the 40s well up here into Canada. The 60s, we're enjoying those on Monday as well, but they don't stick around. You can see the 40s begin to push down even some of the colder air into our region. Highs into the weekend in the mid 40s for us. And looking at the long-term forecast model data, I expect to see that to remain in place. Temperatures in the mid 40s for quite some time as we move through December. Thanksgiving week, chilly as well. 48 degrees for us on Wednesday. Thanksgiving Day, chilly, 46 degrees. Partly cloudy though, no chance of rain for us or snow or anything else on Thanksgiving either. Then Black Friday specials, they'll be especially chilly too, with highs topping out in the low to mid 40s. As you round out the 7-day forecast, again, the immediate more important part will be the rain chances for us on Monday. But then looking ahead, that cool down arrives. Highs hovering around the mid 40s. And Brent, the extended forecast, the first week of December, bears watching for the possibility of maybe some wintry mischief. We'll keep an eye on that.
I like how you put that, wintry mischief.
Yeah.
Some might like the snow,
And
though.
some don't.
That is true.
Yep.
Maybe me being one of them. We've got Frank Cusimano standing by with sports.
So the Blues have to have figured it out real fast. They entered today's game not having won in 11 days and losers of 4 in a row. Let's head to New York for the Islanders hosting the Notes. Less than a minute in, Dalibor Dvorsky, Pavel Buchnevich, and Braden Shen will light the lamp. A big moment early for the captain. Second period, Jordan Kyrou, Dylan Holloway, and Pew Suter will get the goal. 2-0 Note. Jordan Bennington was sharp, 30 saves on 31 shots. Look at that one right there. The Islanders finished the game with a 4-minute power play, but Binner was so strong, and the Blues escape with a 2-1 victory. One stat sums up the season for the Mizzou Tigers. They are 7-0 this year against teams who are not ranked in the top 25. Against ranked teams, they're 0-3. Today they tried to win their first game in Norman since 1966. Bo Perbula, back from his ankle fracture, got the start, engineered a good opening drive, which resulted in a field goal for Mizzou. Second quarter, 3-0 Tigers, and the Sooners counter in a big way. John Mateer, the slant to Isaiah Satania. This is 87 yards and 6 points for Oklahoma. And the Sooners were not finished in the first half. Mateer to Giovanni Gibson. Oklahoma led it 14-6 at halftime. The Tigers mounted a drive in the fourth, the highlight being this 37-yarder to Kevin Coleman. However, on a 4th and 2 on that drive, Coleman could not hang on, and either could Mizzou. The Sooners beat the Tigers 17-6. Illinois was at Wisconsin, and it didn't go well for Brett Bielema's return to Wisconsin. Darian Dupree ran wild. This is an 84-yard score, and the Badgers go on to win big in this football game. The final in that one in Wisconsin was 27-10. As you know, tonight is a special one in St. Louis. It's the Museo Awards. The winner of the Lifetime Achievement Award was the great Christy Yamaguchi, who was so gracious in our interview earlier this week. Also entered tonight was an historic baseball figure, Jen Powell. This summer, she became the first woman to umpire a Major League Baseball game. So she is a pioneer, and she told me her dad was so thrilled that she was getting a Museo Award tonight.
Was out of his shoes, excited. He knew what it was, and the award ceremony, and obviously Stan Musial has been a name in the household since I was a little girl.
High school football playoffs, and Fort Zumwalt went to Cardinal Ritter, and North had a tough time because you can't stop this running back, Manny Ellis. Look at that speed. A little later, he did it again. 15 carries for 176 yards. Ritter rolls to the semifinals with a 38-13 victory. Other winners today, East St. Louis, Kirkwood, and Lift for Life. And that will do it in sports. Brent.
Boy, what a game. Thank you, Frank. We appreciate it. Lance is standing by. Give us another look at what we can expect in the coming days, really.
Enjoy tomorrow, because it doesn't last. You can see temperatures, rain arrives on Monday. Most of the day on Monday will be fine. Tuesday will be good too. Wednesday through May, chilly. That's about what we can expect for us here in St. Louis. But now Thanksgiving plans will be great. It'll feel like it should for Thanksgiving with highs in the low to mid 40s.
In other words, it's that time of the season.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So it'll feel great out there for the season.
All right, we'll keep it in mind, Lance. Thank you much. Thank you for the company. That's all of our time at 10. Be sure to start your day with Today in St. Louis at 6 a.m.